Hello, everybody. My name is Miles. I am a communication specialist with SciArtExchange, and today we are here to talk with the subject matter experts from the smoke signals from satellites story.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I'm Susan O'Neill, and I'm a research scientist with the USDA Forest Service. I'm part of the Pacific Northwest Research Station, and part of the work that I do and the team that I'm part of, what we do is we focus on developing smoke modeling tools and information that can support land managers doing prescribed fire operations, and then also support people deployed with wildfire incident management teams or geographic area coordination centers, doing smoke forecasting and supporting incident operations and helping ultimately inform the public about what to expect with regards to smoke.
Hi, thanks. Yeah, my name is Sean Raffuse. I'm an associate director at the UC Davis Air Quality Research Center. My work in this context really involves trying to understand smoke from wildfires. How much smoke do the wildfires produce? Where does it go? How does that impact air pollution? And then how does that pollution impact human health?
So Susan, can you tell me a little bit about what the local challenge was that you needed to solve?
Speaking from the perspective of Lee, our end user who could not be here, but Lee Tarnay is another air quality specialist with the Forest Service, and he was deployed as an air resource advisor on some different wildfire incidents and doing smoke forecasting. And so he saw the tool that Sean and I were developing using satellite data and was very excited about this tool because with this tool, he was able to visualize satellite information coming in about fire detections in near real time. And in that way could start getting a sense of current fire activity as it's seen from space. And then associated with that too is that there is a very fast calculation for fire emissions that's part of the system that Sean implemented and built. And that was a very useful tool for Lee doing his smoke forecasting because he could quickly calculate recent fire emissions over the last couple of days up to near real time, which helped inform his thought process when doing smoke forecasting.
Thank you so much. Can you talk a little bit about who all worked together? You touched on it a little bit, but who all worked together to solve this challenge?
So fundamentally, it was it started out Sean and I, and then added Lee. But I also want to be sure to acknowledge, scientists from both NOAA and NASA who helped and contributed greatly to this project and product, which wouldn't be possible without all of their great work.
Excellent. And for our audience, can you elaborate a little bit on what NOAA is?
Sorry, NOAA is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So Sean, how would you describe what data and tools were used to assist the local community in this case?
Sure, yeah. We used fire detection information from a sensor called the Advanced Baseline Imager, which is a fairly new sensor on what's called the GO-16 geostationary satellite. And this imager works kind of like infrared goggles to detect heat from space. It gives data to us on the location and the intensity of fires. And the exciting thing is it gets it every 5 minutes. So then we can combine that fire intensity with a map from NASA's Fire Energetics and Emissions Research Program to calculate near instantaneous emissions of smoke production. And we were able to put those on an interactive map. So you can pull up the map and take a look basically at the conditions right now, or just, a few minutes ago, or you can go back in time and you can see how these fires are growing and moving over time. But and then you can go to your area of interest and see where the action is really happening. And what you can do is if you zoom in on a particular fire or a bunch of fires, you can see in real time how much smoke they're producing as estimated by the model. So and then you can export that information and use that in other modeling tools that we give to the air resource advisors so that they can provide that information.
So Susan, can you tell me a little bit about how y'all work with local authorities to communicate with affected residents?
Okay, sure. Essentially, we're probably like Sean and I are not actually the ones that are doing that communication, but we're the ones that are helping serve up information that can help with that communication. For example, like with the work Lee does when he's deployed as a smoke forecaster, he's actually serving as that conduit, communicating information about what to expect with smoke regarding, today, tonight, and into tomorrow from the different wildfires or, the certain wildfire that he might be deployed on. And that's actually being handled overall underneath the umbrella of the Interagency Wildland Fire Air Quality Response Program. And so this information is communicated to local health, local, state, tribal health and air quality agencies, and ultimately the public. It's given in public information briefings, that sort of thing.
What was the result of using these data?
Well, very specifically on this new data, prior to the project, we had largely been relying on data that was available sort of on a daily basis. And we wouldn't have information on smoke release until the next day. So the new tool makes our response much more nimble and is able to get us the information to people like Lee much more quickly and just be a lot more responsive.
What was the impact of your teamwork and how is it helpful today in your community?
The impact of our teamwork, I think kind of like we've already touched on, is that it's bringing more real-time fire information and smoke information, making it available to people that can use it. So we're helping facilitate that process. And we're also learning a lot using this data, and we're learning how to use it just in our different systems as well to try and just help improve our systems overall as well with regards to smoke modeling.
Yeah, just to echo what Susan said, I mean, our ultimate goal is to provide better smoke information that eventually gets to the community so that they can make more informed decisions to protect their health. Fire is very scary and real and dangerous. However, I would say that the smoke is arguably much more deadly. The number of deaths, premature deaths in, say, California during 2020 from the smoke will, in the end, far outstrip the deaths from the fires themselves. And that includes the impacts are much more wide ranging. They cover the whole state. The smoke can transport across the entire country. And so the impacts are very significant. And particularly as the climate has warmed, in some parts of the West, the smoke has become a regular occurrence. And people need more information about what to do. And in order to make the informed decisions, when is it okay to go jogging? When is it okay to have soccer practice? And what do I need to do to make my house cleaner? And how do I protect my pets and all these sorts of things. And so the information on the smoke is important, I think, and that's what we're trying to improve.
Yeah. And then along the lines of, mitigating those impacts, I think that's actually a story that's been rapidly developing just in recent years, given the widespread scope and scale of smoke impacts we've experienced. And so agencies like EPA have been doing a lot of work to put together information about how people can help protect themselves. Many local communities are doing the same thing. And then there's programs like the Interagency Wildland Fire Air Quality Response Program that's trying to also bring that information to people and give people the information they need to help protect themselves. So we see, and then social media too. Smoke blogs are a great resource for information, and the new Air Now Fire and Smoke Map is another great resource. And these are all new developments just in the last several years. Yeah, I guess, well, just in general, as a place to start for information is the Air Now Fire and Smoke Map. that would be a great place to start, because it's bringing together information about where the fires are happening. It's also showing satellite fire detection, so the hotspots. It's also showing monitoring data. So monitors, the permanent monitors that are maintained by states. And then also now it has low cost sensors, such as from the Purple Air Network are now on the map. And then it also has from satellites an analysis of smoke plumes as well, overlaid on top of that information. And then if there's a local smoke forecast, or what we call smoke outlook for their area, they can also get to that information as well. So that's a great place to start.